I have a project to do for school. But I just want to say that my son has been in Smithfield High School for since kindergarten, and I can attest for the great support that the teachers in Smithfield High School have given to him since he was in kindergarten. I can name every one of his teachers because they have been amazing to all his school years. He began with special education, and he was supported for special education since he was since he graduated from elementary school in Howell. He was moved to middle school, and he actually became an honor student. And right now, he's going to be 10th grade, and he is actually going to honor roll all the way. And well, back to the charter school issue. I know Minnesota have a huge issue with public education, and I empathize with that fact because I also work for Seven Hills Horizon, and I know the kids in my program in Seven Hills, it's really hard for them, and I actually realized that there is an issue in the public system in Minnesota. But I don't think that that's an issue for North Smithfield. I think that we can empathize with them, but they have that issue and we can fix it as their own time. And I dream to stay in this town because of the school system that has been great for my son. And public education is more people need public education than needs charter schools. And I think that if it's my request, I think that our Smithfield has a great school system, and I would like you guys to support that, and because more children need that public education.
Is there anyone else?
This begs the question, is there anybody in the audience that supports the mayor?
No.
I would like to speak for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that okay? Thanks. We're not being smart here, just otherwise I'll lose my train of thought.
Very tired.
I haven't heard from anybody that supports the mayoral academy. I have not, and this town council member, this taxpayer has not been apprised and not been told that the administrator was going to serve on this committee, this board. I guess it's a voluntary position that Mrs. Hamilton took on. I don't know that really, I got a big hat for what I'm saying, I don't know if that really puts us on the hook for funding. But Madam Administrator, if you volunteered to be on that committee, can you volunteer to step off and just take the seat? It pains me to make this statement. It really does. I feel, well, I guess I'm going to pontificate. My daughter wanted to go to private school. We had to, I heard Mr. Tony say, rub nickels together. I know she went to it. We did without a lot. It wasn't a choice. We were fortunate enough to be able to do that. My son graduated from North Smithfield High School. He's doing exceptionally well. Got great teachers here. The money follows the student. What happens when a student wants to go to Mayoral Academy and that $9,000 ships there, but then there's a change of mind, they come back. I don't know where the money's going. No one's really ever explained that. Do you need a motion to ask the town? Is it within our legal purview to ask someone that's volunteered to step down? Unfortunately, it's not on the docket.
Wait, are you kidding?
Yes,
Well, first of all, can we establish, does this council under our charter have the authority to ask someone who's volunteered to speak to this channel?
She already did it once.
I can make the motion right now, and it would not conflict with our our agenda.
It is discussed in notice of discussion by council for oral action.
Oh,
Two of the P on the agenda is covered. Vote for B. Out of public hearing is concluded. And we will take action.
Go ahead, sir. Like to speak?
Yes.
Go to the microphone, please.
Difficulty walking, is it okay if I stay here, if everyone can hear me?
Yes.
Is that all right? If not, I'll go to...
Absolutely. We'll come to you.
Okay, fine. First of all, I heard about this school program, this mayoral academy this morning, got an email, and I don't have any notes like people have this evening. I'm not that well organized, but I jotted down a few things. First of all, I'm not in favor of the academy. I think it's obvious with all the information that's been presented this evening that it's going to cost the town some money, and I don't think we should have to spend extra money for a program that we already have a fantastic curriculum here in this town anyway, and the Beacon School, other charter schools, offer programs that our public schools don't offer. So I think, why do we need the academy? So that, and also being a former teacher from Woonsocket, and I live in North Smithfield. Both of my sons graduated here from North Smithfield, and they both have been successful. But yet, I can't help but be irritated by the fact that Woonsocket has 59% graduation. My comment here is you could take the staff from North Smithfield, which is fine, exchange the staff of Woonsocket, and I don't think the numbers would increase that much, if anything at all. Now, what does that tell you? The caliber of the students attending the school.
in the support of the parents.
And,
Yes.
yes, the support of the parents.
Support of the parents.
And this is what irks me, because I've substituted, as a retired teacher, I've substituted in various schools in the area, and there are fine teachers in all these schools, okay? So I think it's fine, again, the word choice, that's been used quite a bit this evening. Okay, fine, have a choice. But, you know, there's quite a learning experience attending a public school, other than what the curriculum is, you know? There's quite an experience, and I've said before, this may be off base, but, you know, discipline for a teacher, if you're not a disciplinarian, it's very difficult. And I mean, I used to sub even elementary kids, but when you start teaching junior high and high school, it's a different type of student, and you have to be prepared for that type of student. And if you're in a community where the caliber of the student is right up there, and the parents are supporting, it's been brought up, then there's less work on the part of the teacher to discipline. And if you don't have the discipline, then you can teach, and that's important. So again, I just want to say that the surrounding schools are great. They have fine teachers. If you support your child and you know what programs that are being offered in those schools for acceleration or pre-college or what have you, it's your duty to find out what these programs are and have your kids attend those or be in those classes. Okay? And it starts off when your kids are young. I mean, how much time do parents spend with their kids than when they're young? And even when they're older. You know, it's important. We're all busy making a buck. Think about it. So that's all I have to say.
Go, Mr. Wells.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to be clear about what I stated earlier, and Mr. Zelinski's dialogue got me to thinking. This is beyond volunteering for something. By signing the application, she has become a sponsor for the mayoral academy. Woonsocket ordered Mayor Hunt to take her name off. So it's not a matter of asking her to not volunteer anymore. It's a matter of taking that application, ordering her to take her name off of the application, and submitting that application and the letter to the state, notifying them that she's withdrawing her support. In all academies, they're named that for a specific reason. They need a sponsor who's either a town leader or a mayor. So it goes beyond saying we don't want someone to volunteer. The application process has to come into play, and it has to be considered, if you follow.
Mr. Fowles, I do follow you. I tried to take the path or the course of the least resistance.
Understood.
I was hoping the administrator would say, I've heard the outpouring, and would say, voluntarily try. I'm ready to take the path that will bring us home next.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who'd like to speak?
Carol Drainville, 750 Palmdale Road. I'm so impressed with the speakers tonight. I fully agree with all the statements here. I agree with Mr. Boucher the last meeting, when he gave all the reasons why we should not join the Rise Academy. One thing that I keep hearing though is choice, and I just have this statement to make about choice. I look at the placement of what they say is your charter, your choice, and so everybody jumps on the bandwagon. They've chosen for kindergartners the CYO Center. If you look at the CYO Center, and this is going to be a long day because that's what they chose, a long day, and there is not an open space for children to play with. It's surrounded by parking lots. There's no fenced-in area except for the parking lot at the end. Now, these are the people who say we're here to bring things to the children, and then they include us in Bardville for a long bus ride. And generally, if people know the development of levels of children, they would say bus ride Bardville in the outer skirts, especially in Smithfield, would be too far to put them on a bus. So what I'm questioning is, who are these people? Do they know children, or maybe they just to take their dollar on how many they sign up?
Mrs. Granville, I just have one question, if I may. I know you talk about choice. I wish we had public school choice like they do in Massachusetts, whereby a student can go, if you don't like Barberville Millville, you can go to Hopkinton, you can go to other area schools.
But you can't get two, but you have to move there.
No. What I'm saying is in Massachusetts, it works vastly different than in our wonderful state of Rhode
I
Island.
think about choices. They tell us it's a choice, but, and, people who really don't think it through, that, to me, is a very poor choice for kindergarten class. So who are these people who are making that choice and saying, look at us, we're choice and child?
They are not educators, is what we're saying, who are making these decisions. And that's unfair to our children. That's unfair to any child. That's abusive. I feel it's abusive as a parent and as an educator. But as a parent, and I know I don't have to send my child there, but I don't support it. So please don't make me support it. I don't understand why we're still talking about this. When, as Mr. Zelinski said, there's not one person here who seems to agree with it except the person whose name is on the application.
Exactly.
So, what is happening?
Don't forget, charter schools in Massachusetts only have to be, it's based upon the performance. So you gotta be careful when you compare the choice of Massachusetts, because they have to be a low-performing school, to have a charter school within their boundaries.
No, I wasn't talking about the charter schools of Massachusetts. I was talking about the public school districts, where you can send a child. If you're not happy with Blackstone Millville, they can go to Oxford should they desire to do so.
But that
And
is,
they
can I
just-
say something? Someone, actually, a radio personality was discussing that, just so happens, yesterday, on one of the, Mix 104.1, as I was driving into school. And he was lamenting the fact that his soon-to-be kindergartner was not going to be able to go to his neighborhood public school because of the application process. And this is a neighborhood public school, and it caught my attention because we, of course, don't do that here. And he was, as I said, lamenting that fact because his little son, who had, for his 4 years so far, has been with the same kids, all those kids were going to the public school in their neighborhood, and his son is going to have to go somewhere else, and was waitlisted for his neighborhood public school, which to me makes no sense at all. So I don't understand that system either, and I understand, I do get that it has to do with choice, but then public schools are our best defense against becoming a third world country. So let's leave them alone and give them the funding they deserve, and then we'll be fine.
It's too easy.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
My name is Suzanne Tessitore. I'm at 581 Black Plain Road. And I'm not here to discuss the efficacy of charter schools. In some cases, they're great. They're not all great. And I don't have a problem with people having choice in their children's education. I have friends who swear by Blackstone Valley, but I believe that if people are choosing to opt out of a public school system, then there are costs involved that you're going to have to incur yourselves. Blackstone Valley, if you look at their website, they boast that their NECAP results surpass state averages in every content and grade level by double digits in half the grades and contents tested. You can get a copy of the 2013 NECAP results, and so is North Smithfield, and we're better than EDP in some of those cases. The financial impact is what really scares me. When we're looking at the first year with 12 students lost, I think it's the number that's available. That's 0.7% of the projected enrollment for the 2015 year, based on the budget summary that I got online. And then that at the dollar value that was in the financial impact at $9,945 or whatever, if we're looking at almost $120,000 that is we're losing from our system. And to put that in perspective, the Northman Athletic Club, the first year they stepped up, I think they raised $110,000 just to save our sports in the schools, which impacts a much larger percentage of the student population. I agree with everyone. In my humble opinion, I don't believe that a taxpayer-funded duplication of services that only benefits a very small percentage of this population is the way our town should go, especially when I can't offer anything better than what our school system already provides. Thank you.
This concludes the public hearing. You want to speak? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I'll be very short.
My name is Jeffrey Partington. I live at 50 Park Avenue in Harrisville, Rhode Island. I'm also a Woonsocket teacher. The question that you've raised, Mr. Chairman, is the number of bills in the General Assembly, that there's funding issues, that there are a number of things that are in the way or causing distress in the community, mostly from a financial nature because of the school. So my question becomes, if these haven't been figured out yet, why is there such a rush to get this in? I don't think anybody in this room would object if the fair funding formula was in fact fair. I don't think anybody in this room would object to choice and wrap the flag around themselves to say choice is a good thing, but it's not a good thing when the funding hasn't been figured out. Why is there such a rush to judgment on this particular mayoral academy when these issues have not been figured out? If we brought another school to you within the town of North Smithfield, that we don't know where the location is, that we don't know what the funding is going to be, we'd be laughed out of this institution. However, we're not, because, for whatever reason, this mayoral academy needs to come in very quickly this spring. Why? Is that true? Thank you.
President, I would just like to take a motion to close the public hearing. I will make that motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Ms. Alves? Yes. Mrs. Nato?
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. President, following under item 4, Ryan Reynolds Academy Charter School, we covered a public hearing. I'd like to move into B, discussion by council vote or other action.
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Ms. Alves? Yes. Mrs. Nato?
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher?
Yes.
Mr. President, under vote or other action, I'd like to make the following motion. Motion to direct Administrator Hamilton to remove herself as the North Smithfield representative Rise Mayoral Academy Charter School, and to assure Rise Mayoral Academy that Administrator Hamilton does not express the wishes of the North Smithfield residents or North Smithfield Town Council. That's my motion.
Second.
Second, Councilwoman Alves. Roll call, vote, please. Oh, excuse me, discussion.
I have a question. If the motion is to ask Ms. Hamilton to remove her name,
I'm sorry, was the direct?
direct, not to ask.
Yep.
To direct Ms. Hamilton from removing her name from the mayoral academy and the town supporting the mayoral academy, I actually draw a distinction there. Because Ms. Hamilton being on the board, or actually being the mayor of the mayoral school, does not bind any North Smithfield student in attending, and therefore does not bind any student or any monies for that, any students to go into the school. So I would not support removing, directing her to remove her name, but I may reconsider support I've had in the past for the charter school itself.
More specific, Councilman Mayo?
What I'm saying is that I draw a distinction between the two lines, and if you want to continue with the motion as it is, to me, it's actually two different things. One is the direction to remove Ms. Hamilton from the board. One is to tell RISE that we do not support RISE.
Correct.
Well, that's correct. The reason motion, I sat there crafting it, was to make sure that this council has, after hearing testimony from the residents, not one person spoke in favor, that this town council, my motion, should vote on the ways to direct Administrator Hamilton to remove herself. Now, legally, does she have to? I'm not sure. That being said, the second part of that motion was Administrator Hamilton does not express the wishes of North Smithfield residents or the North Smithfield Town Council, so I want to cover that in case we ran into a legal, but I just want Rise and the Mayoral Academy to know that this particular council member does not support it at this time because there's far too many questions about funding that have gone unanswered. That's why I made that motion.
Hey, Council, my concern would be to have the vote of the council first, and where we stand, and then the request of Mrs. Hamilton be the second part of it afterwards.
I'm fine with that, Mr. President. Do you wish to make that motion?
You'd
Send a,
have to withdraw your
I
motion
withdraw my
first,
vote.
and the second would be.
First one, throws the motion, Mr. President.
Second, Mr. President, may I make a motion that a resolution is drawn up that the town of North Smithfield will not support the Rise Mayoral Academy?
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call.
Ms. Alves? Yes. Mrs. Nato?
No.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher?
Yes. This council does not support the school committee 3-1, as well as the school committee does not support the Rise Academy as well. And they didn't support the school, the school committee did not support the Rise Academy as well. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
One more
you're looking for a vote to direct Administrator Hamilton to remove herself from the policy.
Yes.
Is that correct, Mr.
It would be, is I'm not sure where we are on legal footing with this.
Well, yeah, I said that before.
I would say respectfully request, because I don't believe I don't think we're on legal footing there, you know.
Make some
Solicitors.
Well, we're not on legal footing, we're making semantics, I guess, at this point.
Well, no, I mean, I just wanted, in other words, you had ruled earlier that she just has not violated any of the town ordinances for the child, correct?
State law allows her to be
Okay.
a member of the right to be a sponsor of the right to have. The issue that you're getting into now about directing her to remove her name is not an issue that I heard of until it's going to be requested to you instead. Well, I don't know the answer to that question, but if the council votes to direct her to do that, then it will be up to the town administrator. She is obviously a conflict between the council and the administrator. She has to, you know, she has to look into that and make her own decision.
Mr. Iglesias, I don't get caught up in semantics. Not directed to the word request has a totally different meaning than direct. And I want to be direct about making this motion.
I agree. So I think if you feel you want to direct her to move her name,
Yep.
then you should do that. But understand that if that would generate conflict, and if town administrator receives whatever legal counsel she seeks, and there may be a.
Stockton City Council ordered the mayor to remove her name.
That means she would then, you know, if the conflict between the council vote and her position, then she has to put it back to she wants to.
Won't be the first time this council's been sued.
It would be whether or not this Hamilton, upon seeking advice, determines that your direction is a legal mandate. They're not gonna sit here and make that decision with money.
Asked up front. That's what's asked. Is it legal to do it? So I would say we make the motion tonight, we back up, we find out it's not legal. So let's
That's.
Make the motion. Make the motion.
Mr. President, ready for motion. I'd like to make a motion to direct Administrator Hamilton to remove herself as a North Smithfield representative to Rise Manor Academy Charter School. And from this council, let's just take that, we'll make two motions, okay? Let's make two motions just to cover. No, two motions. So we have a first, and we have a motion, we have a second, one call a vote.
Well, we're just a motion, you said you wanted to make two?
So,
You wanted to
yes,
make two motions?
Yeah, I just said what the motion was. Motion to direct Administrator Hamilton to remove herself as the North Smithfield representative to Rise Manor Academy Charter School. It's a motion. That was the motion. We have a second from Council Ellis. So, call the vote, Mr. President.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Downs? Yes. Mrs. Nato?
No.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher?
No. Motion's deadlocked. 2-2 vote, motion fails. Second part of your second motion.
Fine, it's a moot point, Mr. President. We voted no.
Mr. President? I'd like to make a motion that we request that Ms. Hamilton remove her name off the application for the Rise Manor Academy in support for us.
Chair seconds.
Second.
Madam Clerk, roll call vote.
Will the record reflect that I second as well as Mr. Boucher? Thank you.
Downs? Yes. Mrs. Nato?
No.
Mr. Zelinski?
Yes.
Mr. Boucher?
Yes.
Listen to your voters.
We voted to